Crate training is one of those things that you either love or you hate and you're very against. When we got Zeus, we knew that we were a busy family. We knew how important it was for him to be crate trained. Not necessarily that he would be in his crate all of the time, or that he would be in it for a significant amount of time, but we wanted him to be able to, one, have a place that was a safe place for him, and that if we needed to crate him, that was a choice for us and that it wouldn't be anxiety inducing for him. I think it's incredibly important that when you get a German Shepherd that you realize that this is going to be a very large dog, very fast. And so while here you can see he's 7 weeks old, he is a little fluff ball of cuteness. You just want to bring them home and snuggle them and have them sleep in your bed. And I did too, trust me, I thought about it. But I also knew how important it was that we created this routine. So what we did with Zeus is the very first night at 10 o'clock at night, he went in the crate, we locked it, lights off, everything quiet, and he would scream and scream and scream and cry. And so about 2 o'clock in the morning, we would wake up, we would take him out to go potty. When we did that, we would not interact with him. So he wasn't getting loves, he wasn't getting cuddles, he wasn't getting talked to. He would go potty and he would go directly back into the crate until about 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's when we woke up for the day. This went on for about a week. And I would say that there were times when we had music blaring, we had TV blaring, because he would cry and cry and cry. But you have to think at that point you're taking them away from their mom and their litter mates and you're sticking them in a crate. So I would probably cry too if you think about it in that aspect. But for Zeus, it took him about a week to really get into that routine, to realize, okay, this is a good place for me to be and I get to sleep. This is where I'm going to sleep at nighttime. And so as that happened, he then slept through the night. So we would put him in there at 10, he would sleep until 6, and there was absolutely no problems. I'd come downstairs and he'd be all curled up with his, toys and blankets, and he was happy as can be. But that first week, I will say, is rough because you're looking at this little fluff ball. He's so cute and he's so little, and it just breaks your heart. But look at Zeus now. You can see him in this video. He is very big. He's only 7 months old and he's 70 pounds. And so for us, it was important to establish when he was a little guy, and it made it a little bit easier for us. I also think that it really helped with those potty training. The second part of this video is that I get asked a lot about potty training. How do we potty train? Because we never talked about it too much in our videos about having problems with it. And the truth is we didn't have any problems with it. He had an accident, I would say maybe a handful of times, and we had hardwood floors, so for us wasn't really that big of a deal. But I think that the crate training helped so much when it came to potty training, because it basically forced him to hold his bladder at nighttime. So he was learning directly right then to learn to hold his bladder. And then throughout the day, we would just take him out every 2 to 3 hours, and he never really had any accidents. I will say that the poop part was a little bit harder. I think those accidents that he actually did have was the poop part. And eventually what we did is we taught him how to go to our back door. And if he sat at our back door, it's a sliding glass door. That meant that he had to go potty. And so for him, that's his indicator. Now, if he has to go potty, he goes to the back door. If for some reason we don't see him, he does a quick whine, and then we know, okay, he needs to go potty. But I will say that from day one, my biggest recommendation I can give you is to make sure that you are consistent and you put them on a schedule. So for us, crate training at night. During the day, every 2 to 3 hours, we go potty, and it worked really well for Zeus. So if you have any questions, comment down below and I'll answer them in a video. Don't forget to subscribe.